Hey guys, welcome to the channel. How is it going? So today in this video we are going to talk about the web novel chapter 214, and let me tell you that this story is connected to our previous videos. Make sure you watch it. Link is in the description. Now without wasting time, let's begin the video. I let out a sigh as I looked at Diablo, who was going kufufufufu. He's totally getting carried away. It felt like he was saying thank you very much. That bulky Pierrot who was Diablo's opponent, I think Footman was his name, I can't help but feel sorry for him. In the first place, if I were to give a reason as to why we are here, I'm letting Velda assume that I'm dead, as I observed everything happening in the world while lurking in the shadows. The mini-Moss clones stealthily dispersed by Diablo were greatly convenient. They provided some of the best spy information, as always. My observation magic, and Moss spy intel. Understanding what was happening anywhere was easy peasy, no matter where I chose to hide. Well, transferring the information into the alternate dimension I was hiding in took some work, but I got Ciel to do this, so this problem was solved. Using some magic theory I totally didn't understand, she created a comfortable space for where we did our spying. As expected of Tensei. She's almighty as always. We collected all sorts of information in that space, and as I was looking through it all with Diablo, Velda's presence was detected, in Leon's territory. There is a very high chance that it is not his main body. But, the chance to gain some much needed intel is also there. I see. If it's Sensei's words, it must be true. And that was pretty much the gist of why I'm here now. Well, it's not like the situations in the other locations can be ignored, but this war ends when Velda is defeated, so what I will prioritize was pretty obvious. It would have been the best if I could defeat Velda when he appeared here, but that's just wishful thinking. It looks like Velda's objective was to recover the power that he had given to Kazarim. By the time I teleported over after detecting him, Velda had already finished what he came here for. Information was delivered at the moment of cognition. That was one of the annoying things about multiple existence. It's impossible to overpower that transfer speed, unless you use some ability to stop time. So, there wasn't anything we could have done to prevent Velda from slipping through our fingers this time. In any case, this was but a portion of him as data, so it's not like we could have given him a finishing blow anyways, so I was not going to lose sleep over this. The real problem happened after that. Mizari repaired the hole in the barrier that Benimaru and Kazarim's battle opened. That was likely his attempt to cut off Velda's data body, but that was impossible even with the reaction speed of a demon. Me and Diablo snuck in through the hole too, but now we're stuck inside too. For us who were painstakingly avoiding getting found by Velda, breaking the barrier to leave was a no-go. We'd definitely be found out if we did that. This was a slightly embarrassing situation, so me and Diablo were completely hiding our presence and observing the others instead. So we sat back for a while, and Leon collapsed soon after that. It looked like it would be a death confirmed if this went on as is, so I decided to lend a hand and made my appearance. That was after getting the green light from Ciel, after confirming no data could be transferred in or out of Mizari's wonderful barrier. If there was any chance at all that I would get found by Velda, I would have left Leon to his own fate. Don't think too badly of me, the important thing now is defeating Velda. This may seem cold, but this was just me setting my priorities straight. But, this was good luck for Leon, as our current location was completely shut out from the outside world. I immediately strengthened Mizari's barrier, in preparation for making my appearance. And here we are again, as I started treating Leon. At a glance, his soul seemed intact, but his core had taken damage. It was the source of power that an awakened hero attained. If this was damaged, they became unable to properly control their powers. That was what was reported, after Ciel Sensei did a calm analysis. Benimaru seemed to be very drained after his bout with Kazarim, and couldn't defeat that blob in a single attack as he was now. They looked to be stalling until Benimaru recovered his energy, but that wouldn't give me much peace of mind to carry on with treatment. I kinda felt bad for Benimaru, but I judged that this is time for Diablo to make his appearance. Alright. Can't help it, huh? Go for it, Diablo-san. The moment I gave my order, Diablo, who was standing by, sprung into action. Kufufufufu. Leave it to me, my master. He gleefully and grandly makes his appearance, grabs Footman by the head and slams him into the ground. The rest too were shocked, and Diablo with his smug face. From there on, the situation was expected to become one-sided. I focused on treating Leon, and when I snuck a peek at what was happening. Kufufufufu. What's wrong? Is that all that your power amounts to? It had turned into a situation where I wanted to say, just what kind of a villain are you? Diablo was chopping him up at a pace that overpowers his regeneration. Huge flashes of light and impacts happened every once in a while. Was the barrier going to hold out like this? I'm worried, even though I did strengthen the barrier. Hey, is this going to be okay? Has Diablo forgotten that we should be trying to stay off of Velda's radar? It is judged to be under control. On that point, Diablo has his bases covered. Ciel confidently replies. Oh, I see it now. I didn't notice when, but Diablo had used his Temptation Lord Azazel and activated Temptation World. As expected of Diablo, his combat style was as shrewd as ever. Diablo wouldn't be committing the same mistakes that Benimaru had done, huh? Looks like it won't be a problem. Don't think I'll need to worry, and just leave that to Diablo. As I moved on with Leon's treatment, I overheard Benimaru and Co.'s conversation. You know, I've been thinking. But that demon, ain't he just plain nonsense? How is he? He's just brute forcing his way through, but how is he not showing any signs of fatigue? Ah, right. He's just that kind of person. As expected of Diablo-sama. Looks like I still have a long way to go. Don't go thinking of him as the standard. That's not a battle style that we can learn from, that's why he's just boldly showing his hand. It's suicidal to even think of trying what he's doing. To Laplace's question, Benimaru tosses a reply back. Mizari simply gave her honest feedback, while Sue calmly analyzes and gives a warning. Kufufufufu. Oh, my apologies. I seem to have put in a little too much force, I seem to have ripped an arm off. His enemy cowered as though being trampled by the strong, as the demon chuckled. This was all too one-sided to even call it a fight, even the spectators felt uncomfortable as they watched on. Diablo was so overpowered, it looked like he was playing around. But, contrary to his tone, Diablo was making use of extremely high-level skills and was progressing his battle calculatingly. Destroying parts as he went on, he slowly sapped Footman's energy. He was using the energy he borrowed from me in a focus style. Such a feat was only possible with his exceptional battle sense. As I watched Diablo's battle in the distance, Leon's injuries fully healed without me noticing. In the midst of it, I dumped all the work onto Ciel. To fully resurrect, there is a need to turn him from his current state to that which is similar to Hero Chloe's almighty state and manage the flow of his holy aura. For that, I'll leave that to you. And so, I let Ciel do all the work without any intent to listen to all the explanations. What's with all the permission she's asking me for? So I just diverted all that away with a Ciel sensei as cautious as always. But, when I looked at the revived Leon, I was half suspicious of my own eyes. Huh? Isn't it like he got strengthened a little too much? I almost shouted out, "See, Ciel sensei, just what did you do?" An analysis shows that he has become a demigod. Before this, Leon had generous amounts of holy aura inside of him, now he has become the very holy aura that used to be within him. Simply said, he has become a spiritual entity. I see. That's not it. Though he wasn't hostile to us, why did you go and power up this fellow who wasn't exactly an ally? Well, I was the one who diverted the information away. Doesn't make sense for me to complain now. Good grief, it's all good if we don't antagonize him. As I mused over such things, Leon began to regain consciousness. He slightly opened his eyes, looking at me. And Shizu, huh? Hey, have you come to get your revenge on me? Somehow, he seemed to be going on with some half-asleep nonsense. If I were to be destroyed by you, then I shall accept. Now, do your worst. Leon prattled on. It looks like he is mistaking me for Shizu-san. That's mighty annoying. So. Phew. I threw Leon, whom I was cradling. Why should I care so much for someone who has fully recovered? Is that you, Rimuru? Ah, finally woke up? You better thank me, worship me too. I see, so you are the one who revived me. I swirled my hair up and nodded. I practiced this secretly, a pose where I, supposedly, look awesome. Many thanks, Demon Lord Rimuru. Thank me more. I decided to defeat Footman as soon as possible. Kufufufufu. The preparations are mostly complete, Rimuru-sama. Alright. I nodded, and walked towards Footman. Dang it, damn. Just what the fuck is going on? Why you insects? To do this, to me the great Footman somehow. To Footman who couldn't even tell what's left or right now, Diablo delivered one final attack onto him. "You're being noisy, shut your trap." As he said that, Footman became unable to speak, as his lower jaw was blown away. "You that looked nasty. I'll do this quickly. I shan't cause any more suffering unto you. You too shall find peace within me." And I devoured him. After saying that, due to Diablo's work of weakening him, consumption of Footman was completed pretty much instantly. And just as Ciel planned, I also successfully obtained ultimate skill Evil Dragon Lord Azudahaka. Kufufufufu. As expected of Rimuru-sama, that was splendidly done. "Oh no, this was all you, Diablo, you helped weaken him a bunch. And also, good work there Benimaru and Sue." "Yes." The three of them kneeled, and acknowledged my commendations. Later, one of them, the Devil Laplace, was a dangerous fellow who is at least equal to Sue. It might not be a good idea to leave them be, if that's the case. So anyways, you two there. Come work for me, K. I'll just make that decision for them. Wait, what are you deciding on your own? Kufufufufu. Are there any problems with that? You know. Laplace looked like he wanted to object, but is at a loss for words before Diablo's smile. He ended up fiddling with his fingers. And then, Laplace and Tyr, these two devils are now in my custody. After all that, we had a little conference, together with the revived Leon. Firstly, for them to keep quiet about me as I'm in hiding. It's obvious, but the alliance will be called off the moment information about me is spread out. This essentially means I'll let their country be destroyed if that happens. This got most of them pale in the face and then they nodded in agreement. No worries here for me. Me and Diablo are going to go back into hiding after this, so it's important we don't let Velda notice anything. As for Leon's country, they will still continue to battle with the forces which were led by Kazarim. Benimaru will be returning to Tempest to lead our side again. Sue will be supporting Benimaru. As for Laplace and Tyr, I ordered them to stay in Leon's country and help with the defense. Just in case, I get Sue to keep an eye on them. Whether I decide to fully trust Laplace and co. or not, will depend on Sue's report after everything is over. So our plan of action is more or less decided as so, though the agreement from the others have mostly been forcefully smoothed over by me. And thus, the ruckus in Leon's country came to its eventful end. So guys, this was all for today's video. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.